We have cracks in the Schumer shutdown. They are forming tonight, and for good reason. Details surrounding a man arrested by the FBI for allegedly plotting the assassination of our Attorney General, Pam Bondi. We have a complete report. Make no mistake, violence is now all too common on the left, and here is where it gets even more concerning. Far-left extremists have never been more powerful, especially they now run the Democratic Party. In fact, it appears the Democratic Party has been totally consumed by the radicals. Case in point, Zoran Kami, Marxist Mamdani, this proud 34-year-old socialist Marxist with almost no work experience, openly pushing policies and beliefs straight out of, frankly, the Communist Manifesto, and yet he now, new poll today, he's up by double digits in New York City's mayoral race over former Governor Andrew Cuomo and our friend Curtis Sliwa. Last night, he held a massive rally in New York City where he promised cradle-to-grave socialism. In his own words, take a look.
Here is what we stand for, my friends. We are going to freeze the rent for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants and use every resource at our disposal to build housing for everyone who needs it. We are going to eliminate the fare on every single bus line and make what are currently the slowest buses in the nation move around this city with ease. And we are going to create universal child care at no cost to parents.
Imagine that. Everything's free, 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 free. How's he going to pay for free? Here's the answer. From each according to their ability, to each according to their needs. In other words, taxes, wealth confiscation, property confiscation, whatever he frankly can get away with. The crowd was eating it up. Take a look. Now, of course, most of New York's top elected Democrats, they were at the rally, including Congresswoman, well, really the leader of the Democratic Party in the House, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who was apparently very excited for this election. Take a look.
This city was built by the Irish escaping famine, Italians fleeing fascism, Jews escaping Holocaust, Black Americans fleeing slavery and Jim Crow, Latinos seeking a better life, Native people standing for themselves, Asian Americans coming together in Queens, in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, in Manhattan, in Staten Island, in this country, in a vision to build the freest, toughest, and greatest city on earth.
Once freest, greatest, best city on earth. Maybe she never heard of Ellis Island. AOC also had another very important message. The radical socialists that she now controls, the Democratic Party base, are totally sane. They're not crazy at all. Not one bit. Take a look.
Must remember, in a time such as this, we are not the crazy ones, New York City. We are not the outlandish ones, New York City. They want us to think we are crazy. We are sane.
when you gotta proclaim you're sane anyway, yeah, totally sane. They just want to transform America into Cuba or the former Soviet Union, and a sign that socialism now has a complete stranglehold over the Democratic Party. Even New York Governor Kathy Hochul rallied in support of Zoran Kami, Marxist Mamdani. Take a look.
Elect Zoran, and we take back America. Thank you, Queens. Thank you, New York. God love you guys.
Let's see. Elect Zoran. We take back America. Let me be clear. Kathy Hochul sees the writing on the wall. All of the energy, all of the enthusiasm is behind the radicals, behind Zoran, and every other socialist now in control of that party. AOC, for example, destroying Senate Leader Chucky Schumer when it comes to fundraising. Embarrassing for the so-called Senate Minority Leader. In Virginia, their gubernatorial race, Abigail Spanberger, who was once billed as a moderate, even proudly raising money with AOC's help, not Chuck. And in Maine, the Bernie Sanders-backed, Grandpa Bernie-backed socialist candidate for Senate is beating Maine's former Democratic governor in the primary by 30 points, despite all of the scandals surrounding his old postings, his old Nazi tattoo, and allegiance to Antifa. But this brings us back to Zoran, commie Marxist Mamdani. Apart from his insane beliefs, he also has faced plenty of controversy of his own. And breaking this week, another scandal. Just look at him, tear up as he recounts the true horrors of the September 11th terror attacks. His Muslim aunt, quote, stopped taking the subway after 9/11 because she did not feel safe in her hijab. Take a look.
I want to use this moment to speak to the Muslims of New York City. I want to speak to the memory of my aunt. Who stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab.
Turned out that aunt apparently didn't live in New York City, and it gets worse. Mamdani was forced to clarify and name some different relative after claims that his aunt never lived in the U.S. But more importantly, where are the tears for the NYPD? We lost 2,977 Americans on that day. Where are the tears for the FDNY, those firemen and women and first responders that rushed? While everyone was rushing out, they rushed in the other direction to save lives. Where is the emotion? 2,977 victims of 9/11, most of which died in New York City, the very city that Mamdani wants to lead. Apparently, to him, this is about, what, racism? The new radical Democratic Party. It's just not that important because, again, as of now, Mamdani, new poll, he's up by 10. Oh, Cuomo's closing. No, he's not. And I can't believe I'm saying this. Bill Maher had an excellent point. This is a time for choosing in the Democratic Party. The entire party, Democratic Party, is on the ballot in this race. This may be their tipping point of no return. Take a look.
He seems like a sweet guy, Mamdani. But I would just like to say, because the election is in a couple of weeks, this is not just New York that's on the ballot. I think the whole Democratic Party in the country is on the ballot. And the whole country will be looking at this race to see which way are the Democrats going to go. No, Andrew Cuomo may not be that exciting and that inspirational, but, for a party that said we want to get back to normal, he's kind of normal.
Well, sadly, I think there's no turning back. The socialists are in charge. They are on a mission to fundamentally transform your country. The good news tonight, there might be a surprise out of the state of New Jersey. In-person voting shows a major uptick for Republican Jack Ciattarelli over 2021, a governor's race that Ciattarelli barely lost. Now, if you live in Virginia, if you live in New Jersey, please listen to me. These are races very difficult. New Jersey is a deep blue state. Virginia leans blue. You definitely, in both cases, have a shot to save your respective states. Not going to be easy. All of you, if you don't want your Commonwealth of Virginia, if you don't want New Jersey to become New York, this might be your last chance. Go out and...
I have always had a great love of Japan and a great respect of Japan. And I will say that this will be a relationship that will be stronger than ever before. And I look forward to working with you. And on behalf of our country, I want to just let you know, anytime you have any question, any doubt, anything you want, any favors you need, anything I can do to help Japan, we will be there. We are an ally at the strongest level. And it's a great honor to be with you, especially so early in what will be, I think, one of the greatest prime ministers. I think you will be one of the great, everything I know from Shinzo and others, you will be one of the great prime ministers. I'd also like to congratulate you on being the first woman prime minister. That's a big deal. That's a big deal, and I want to congratulate you on that. I think that has to be called out. And You're going to do a fantastic job, and we're going to have a fantastic relationship. Thank you very much.